Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So dear Dharma friends, as human beings, we always like to be connect. So the connection, community, communion, communication, this all we always like to experience. But when we look at the human history, this everything bring us the difficulties or the more conflict to the human existence. It contribute great unsatisfactory nature day by day, day by day. And when we look at the revolutions, how things happen with the economy, culture, traditions, nature, environment. But psychologically, we are becoming more close rather than becoming open. So whatever the revolutions happen in the world with these outside things, this psychological revolutions never going to happen in the human heart. It because of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So it is your responsibility personally. And you have to make that revolution happen within yourself. Sudden change. So you have to look yourself. And we are waiting to change. We are waiting for certain situation to complete ourselves. We know this is not going to work. We know this is suffering. We know this is difficult. But knowingly that we are waiting for some kind of times and situations and environment to bring the necessary facilities to change ourselves. So it's never going to happen in your life. So then always remember, it always sudden change going to take you out from the suffering. Because you cannot get out of the suffering by planning and making some kind of mission yourself, and step by step you go and you set up everything, then it never going to happen. So then to take this sudden change, the very first thing that you have to very clearly recognize that what you experience and what is the very nature of your life. Because if you don't see it, you don't want to change it. And when you see that, if you're able to recognize this all with the worldly conditions, that understanding will help you to not look for something else in the future to settle down, but in this very moment yourself to change. That change doesn't mean this outside. No, just change by thoughts. That is the most difficult part. So the outside thing, let the outside to be like that. Even the changing mean not your physical change. It's not your cutting hair or growing hair. It's not kind of like you you becoming more lean or lose weight, or you getting six pack, or you build up muscles. That is not that change. Mentally, how you can change mentally? And when you see something yourself, it doesn't work for you, it brings the great suffering to you, it leads you to unsatisfaction. When you see something make you stressful, difficult, in that very moment, can you change that thoughts that related to that situation or the condition and get out of it? Or keep clinging, thinking it going to, I going to do it later, I going to do it later. This is the very nature of us. So then, through the meditation, what we does, we develop our mental capacity and we make our mind usable. Make our mind usable mean it is kind of same like a tool that you use it when the way you want and the way you that want to bring the result. Because when you have the tranquility state of mind, naturally it becomes very easy to maintain. So maintain means you take conscious decisions. You don't go with habits. You always take conscious decisions, knowingly consequences and necessary conditions. And according to that, whatever the decision you take, and take you to the result that you want. So that result itself, you not look for the self-centered mind, and you, because in tranquility state, you recognize how that things as it is. So in that very moment, you don't look for yourself, because when you don't see things very clearly, that's why you look for yourself, because that is the only thing that you can see. So then you clinging to that. The same like when people go down the water, drawing to the water, they whatever they have available, they catch it. So only thing is you see only you, so you catch it. So you are always feeling, and these things, the emotions, you catch it. So, but when it comes to tranquility state, you start to settle down your mind, and then you see things. That seeing that things will able to not to catch and release that. Another thing is when you work and it become not self-centered, it become that according to necessary conditions, that whatever you have to do, you do it. That's why you come to the path of the wisdom. It is not because of you like it, it's not because of somebody like it or somebody need it. No, you do it because that is the right things to do. How you can recognize what is right? By thinking, you cannot think what is right. So that's why you have to first calm down the mind and bring down the mind to tranquility state. In that level, when you not disturbed from your own past or the future, when you don't disturb from your thoughts, in that level, you can recognize what is right. But if you have the disturbed mind, you cannot recognize. It is not because by thinking intellectually, you cannot recognize what is right. Because then if you hold a view, if you hold it to ideas, if you hold it to experience, with that experience, how are you going to see something right? Because then You always reasoning that whatever the things related to your experience. So that's why to even recognize what is right, the very first thing, come to tranquility state. And it is not that much difficult. Only thing is how much we want. Look at the world. People go to moon. People try to go to Mars. Even you cannot see by this pure eye. And people go under to the bottom of the ocean. And but still, why we cannot just see that the ourselves, this our own nature? Because people go this all this conquering this outside world because they want it, they like it to do. So if you like to see yourself, then you can do that. So that's why just focus yourself and see what you like and you go for that. That's the very nature of life. So then if you start to look for self-realization, and then you practice this path little by little, you start to see what is happening. Because that is the main purpose, that is the main reason, that the important thing that you have to remember. End of this all, that how much you understand yourself going to be more important than anything else. So, but if you don't look for that, you're not going to see it. So tranquility state, get into tranquility state is not that much difficult if you keep practice a little bit. Only thing is, bring your maximum strength and effort, and every day just keep doing a little bit. Look at our human mind and how people behave, how people get into habits little by little. So you can develop this tranquility state. Once you have that tranquility state and clarity, remember that more than that what you get thinking and understanding, seeing and recognizing, you're going to get the real truth. But thinking and understanding, we reasoning the situations. That's what happened to the world also. Look at the world history. In the history, whatever sometimes that decision they take, thinking it is right, then later it become wrong. If they really saw the truth, it never going to be wrong any other time. But what happening mostly, rather than seeing the truth, we try to reasoning the situation, we condition the situations according to our thoughts. And because of that, what is happening, we separate from the thoughts. We separate from the truth. So that's why you need this psychological revolution. That means sudden change. Don't plan yourself deeper inside you and do it secretly. That when revolutions happen, even in conventionally, it's more silently happen inside the society. So same like that. Yourself, you have to do it very silently, deeply, and don't allow anyone to know. Why? Because mostly our mind conditioned by the ideas, thoughts, cultured by others, educated by others, schooled by others' ideas. They don't want if you suddenly change your ideas. They don't like it. It's not because of sake of your good. No, it because of that's what they feel comfortable. That's it. It's just more emotions, just because of the feelings. And the other thing is because of the fear of change. That is the most dangerous part. Ourselves deeper inside us, we have the fear for change. So practicing vipassana is practicing this meditation is a process. You come to a point, you develop the strength, courage, wisdom, and the capacity mentally yourself to, to take that sudden decision anywhere, anytime, regarding any thoughts pattern that you carry. You can do it. Once you're able to develop that strength and you recognize what is the meaning of you are the master of your mind. Even though we have that capacity, when we look at the world, people never use that strength. People never use that capacity. They always go with this outside world. That's why we don't see that the much change inside people. They're listening Dhamma, they practice meditation, they do a lot of religious activities, chanting, singing. So they do a lot of things. But what is not happening? Inner change. It doesn't happen. Everywhere are the same. When we look at the world, it is just not only in a religious part or the meditation, everywhere. The people themselves, they don't change. They change everything from outside world. So then try to practice yourself to make a sudden change without planning. So if you are able to develop that quality, that you will see, you strengthening little by little your mind. So it seems like you practicing meditation, sitting and closing your eyes, and in day-to-day life, when you moment by moment strengthening, that also the part of cultivating the mind. That also a part of developing the mind. So that also necessary for you. Then look at your life and deeply and see what kind of things that make your life difficult, and deeper in your heart take a sudden decisions to change that. And that way you will see it will help you to transform your conventional life to little by little, step by step towards the liberation. So you can do it. You can do it. And only thing is just look little bit and little bit keep practice. Don't go too much. Don't go for kind of like to in the beginning too long. No, just keep practice little bit yourself, and little by little, when you develop when you make it more solid and comfortable, and that is where you slowly start to get into deeper level. But important thing in day-to-day activities, whatever you do, and start to make a sudden change. Even that whatever the things with the eating, drinking, your day-to-day activities, sleeping, so anything, start to develop sudden change. Take a decision, just change, and then you will experience something. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, May everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata ammi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idammi punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu. Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.